I had a buddy who got his car broken into and they stole his radio. So he goes to his father. He said, my radio was stolen. He said, well, you can try and claim it on car insurance. So they called their car insurance company. And the car insurance company was like, your deductible is $500 and the radio is $350. And I told my dad who was working for State Farm, I explained the thing. And then he said, where was his car? And I went, it was at his house. And he said, well, was it in the driveway or was it in the street? And I go, it was in the street. And he goes, well, if it was in his driveway, he could claim it on the homeowners insurance. And I go back to Arthur and I say, listen, you need to call your dad's homeowners insurance company for the house and tell him that the car was parked in because he had a police report. And all the police report said was it was at the house. So he goes to his dad and says, Dad was a lawyer. He goes, well, that would be insurance fraud. And he said, we're not going to do that. So I said, who do you have for insurance? And he's like, I don't know. I said, well, if you could find out, you could probably just call because my dad said that people just call in and make the claim. They don't know if this is your dad or not. So he goes, he rifles through all their stuff. He finds out, he calls and says he's his father. He says, my son's vehicle was in the driveway, blah, blah. He makes a claim. He ends up saying, well, it was an aftermarket radio. And they go, if it's aftermarket, you have to provide the receipts. We go to a friend of ours who worked at Sound Advice. So we go down there. Tommy writes up like $6,500 in receipts for this sound system. He then sends it in. They say there's $1,000 deductible, so we can't give you $6,500. Here's $5,500. $5,500 was a $300 radio. He then takes that and he ends up buying this motorcycle.